I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Welcome to Good Deeds. I'm your host. I am Dr. Renee Sunday. I know you do not mean to tell me you having a super fantastic day, evening, afternoon, depending on where you are, if you're listening live or you're listening to the archive. You know, I know people say you got too much energy, but let me let you know the reason that we are here on Good Deeds. We actually here to shine your light to the world. And what that light is, your dreams, your goals, your passions, your destiny. Guess what? And your purpose in life. We help you share that to the world. And I am Dr. Renee Sunday. I'm the platform builder. And what I do is I help you identify your purpose if you're not aware. And then we have to build a platform to, guess what, be seen, be heard, and get paid. We have to monetize that message, monetize that passion, monetize that purpose. We have to do that. And we actually is a tool, a vehicle that can help you with that. Okay? But we want to stop and say thank you, thank you, thank you. We're actually number 57. I'm so excited of all the podcasts in the United States. Now, from what my team tells me, below 200 is amazing. So we just thank you for downloading. We thank you for liking. We thank you for doing all that over on iTunes. But you don't stop there. You go to YouTube. You go to our website. And you go to the social media networks as well. Thank you for believing in us. But let me let you know something. We believe in you as well because you have greatness inside of you. And that greatness inside of you needs to come out. Okay, it needs to come out. Because guess what? It actually will help take the pain away of somebody else. Somebody right now, guess what, is praying for you to help them. They don't know it, maybe, they in meditation. They daydreaming about the products and services that you offer. So we got to get past the fear. We got to get past the procrastination. Get past the rejection. Ooh, there it is, okay? So let's get to the question. We have a powerhouse here with us. The question for Dr. Renee, ask Dr. Renee, my team, I love them, but they love putting the sister on the spot. They always, for anyone listening new, they always hand me the question when I'm on when we get on the air. But I like it. It's okay because, 3 things I'm going to make sure I'm going to do. I'm going to be authentic. Guess what? I'm going to show compassion and love. And guess what? I'm going to be consistent. So, okay, here we go. So the question is, Dr. Renee, they said we see you do a lot of things. We see you accomplish this. You have a multi-level brand. That's what they're saying. I thank you for that you're noticing. But the question is, there's a lot of questions, but let me just see if I can paraphrase. The question is, The question is, they want to know, how did I establish my brand and how do I decide to do something now or wait? Okay, let's get down on that. Well, the question is, first of all, my brand is me. So people know, like, and trust and believe in what message I say, the things that I say, the things that I stand for, and the things that, let me go back to what I just said, that I'm consistent. So on social media, I'm pretty consistent. If God tells me not to do something, I'm not going to do it. Now, if you see some things that's changing up, there's some things not being posted, it's because the Holy Spirit had told me to halt and don't do that, okay? But I had to learn real quickly in my brand because I'm coming straight from 100% anesthesia. So think about sometimes when your doctor talks to you, they talk way up there medical jargon that you're not familiar with. My biggest challenge that I had to do is when I go, let me just tell you, when I go into a patient's cubicle or room to tell them that I'm Dr. Renee Sun, I'm your anesthesiologist, knock on wood, okay, I haven't had a patient refuse me to do the anesthesia. They tend to say, well, you look too young to do anesthesia this long. I'm like, yeah, but they ask me what school maybe I'm from. They love my accent. They ask me that. But I haven't, knock on wood, in 18 years of practicing, have had anybody turn me down and say they don't want me to do the anesthesia, okay? So, in the things that I do now with radio, TV, and with coaching, life coaching, business coaches, purpose coaching, publishing, and the nonprofit, the biggest thing I had to overcome is some people have watched me for years before they purchase a product. And then some people will try to get close enough to you to get your information, and they don't want to pay for it. That's a whole other subject. But I had to learn I'm going to be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me, and me. That was my biggest thing that I had to overcome, right? And so that's what the Holy Spirit actually gave me, those three things, that I got to believe, I got to trust, and I got to walk it out. I say it all the time. But also he gave me to be compassionate, show love, excellent customer service, and then I have to be consistent, and I have to, be authentic. So that's who I am. So anyway, my brand is me. So that's what, for any new business owners, yeah, you can get the nice logo, you can get the nice website, but guess what? I'm all over my website and the things that I stand for and the things that I do, and my brand oozes, if you will, out of who I am. The Renee Sunday Enterprise, the Good Deeds Radio and TV show, the Good Deeds Magazine, the publishing company, the nonprofit organization. Actually, some things you may not know, the Favor Restaurant Services. I too much don't promote that too much. And, the grief counseling that I do, that's on a whole nother brand. But, and then the Sunday Marketing Company, that's a whole nother subject there. But a lot of the things that I've been entrusted to, I make sure I stand in excellence in the things that I do. Okay? And then the other thing just to sum this up, why do I do so many things? Well, that's a good question. My goal is I do what God puts in my spirit. Let me just go and say that. I am an ordained minister as well. I'm in the fivefold ministry. So I do what God tells me to do. I have a great team, and, we're expanding that. If you want more information about that, you let us know about that. But we're expanding that. So I entrust people to share their gifts, do what they have been called to do. And I had to learn to give some of my baby up. You know what I mean? And when I'm saying my baby, the passions, the things the dreams, because everybody have their greatness, everybody have their gifts. So that's it in a nutshell. Of course, when I talk to this person, I will actually go more in detail with them, because I always call the people and have a session with them that ask a question. So anyway, that was a deep question, but I like it. But let me tell you what we need to do just real quickly. We're going to actually take a quick commercial break, and guess what? Our amazing guest for today. She's a visionary behind, you see what I'm saying? She's a visionary behind this, award-winning speaker. Talisia Rowell. She's amazing. She actually will empower you, motivate you, and, she's going to actually put you in your place too. No, I'm just kidding. She has a great spirit, but she really is in her purpose. So she's going to empower us and motivate us. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. This is Good Deeds, and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday.
This is John Schamberger, founder and CEO of Millionaires Trainings Only. We are proud to support and listen to Good Deeds Live every Mondays and Thursday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time with your host, the platform builder, Dr. Renee Sunday. So remember, wherever your mind can conceive and believe in your purpose, it can achieve. And don't stop. Get it.
That's one of our premium sponsor, Mr. John Shepard, and that don't stop, get it. My team is telling me that they need the guest for the day. Please hit star one, so we can get this conversation started. The lines are full, but we actually need to know who's calling. But we're going to welcome my team so we can go ahead. We're going to welcome none other than Talisia Rowell. She's amazing, and get ready with your pen and paper to be empowered, to be motivated. to walk out your purpose in life. Are you there?
I'm here. Thank you
Hello,
so much.
Are you there?
I'm
here. There you go. Woo! Welcome to Good
Yes,
News.
I am here. Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be a part of your show, so thank you so much.
Well, let's do this because, the thing that I love to do, of course, ladies and gentlemen, some of the back of the scene kind of things is we do ask for, for the bio or amazing picture from my guests. But what I really like to do is I like for them to tell us more about them. So please do that for our listening audience. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and the amazing things that's going on in your life.
Well, it'd be my pleasure. My name is Talisia Rowell. I am the owner of Mirror This. This is an acronym which stands for the highest image of self. And I just published my first book titled What Good Can Come From You. And I'll discuss that a little bit later. I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama, but I was born in Chicago, Illinois. I have 3 amazing, beautiful children, a son who's 24 and 2 daughters who will soon be 18 and 20. I've been speaking now for almost 8 years. I was able to get my foot wet through Toastmasters. I absolutely love Toastmasters. Shout out to Dawn Breakers and Phoenix Rising. Last year I placed 3rd in the World Champion of Public Speaking at our district level, Toastmasters International. And I just love writing, speaking, and empowering people. My story, my life, my history, it most definitely has been a journey. And because of that journey, because of that pain, as my friend Tiny Garlington will always say, you turn that pain into purpose. I've turned that pain into purpose. And I also turned something that I used to be joked on and criticized a lot about growing up, that I talk too much. So now I speak with a purpose, and I get paid to do so. So that's a little bit about me, about who I am, and just a little bit about my business.
Wow, I love it. But let's dive a little deeper into this, if you don't mind. Tell us, and I kind of want to stage this just right. You said a little bit about the things that that you go through. That, of course, that goes to your purpose, and a lot of people, we don't realize that when we're going through that. But when we look back, that's what usually happens. But tell us a little bit about, when someone, especially ladies, and me and I love you. Just an overall general sense. When we go through something, inner peace that people say, that you're going to be all right. Talk a little bit about that, because ladies and gentlemen, you got to purchase the book, right? So we ain't going to give you everything, but tell us a little bit about that, because I think that's where we are in this world right now. People have ignored, I think that may be a better word to say, that inner peace that has been there, and they're going by what they're seeing on the outskirts or what they are viewing in front of them.
Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to discuss a little bit about that. In my background, I suffered from depression, and sometimes I still have depressive episodes, but I come from being molested by several different men. I was raped, raising children alone, being married and then divorced, and also trying to find my place in this world, in corporate America, and people addressing me that I'm the angry black woman, and then we go into this workplace, this workspace, and we have to behave and act a certain way. So with that type of weight on my shoulders, I began not to know who I was. And so that actually clouded my perspective. But what I point out in my book through 2 chapters, which one is GO, which stands for Guaranteed Opposition, and the second one is Due Destined Opportunities. Guaranteed opposition simply means that when you're going to achieve your purpose in life, you're going to have to go through those guaranteed oppositions. And by entering those oppositions, and making it to the other side of those oppositions, you now enter into your due, which is your destined opportunities. And I think the perfect example of that is when Jesus was in the wilderness and he was fasting and he was praying. You know, some people teach it on the level of being tested. Some people teach it on the level of being tempted. But I'll point out it this way. When you're in your guaranteed opposition, you are actually being tested. And once you pass the test, once you get through all the problems, all the pains, all the pressure, it is actually an entrance exam into your destiny. So that's what I think that people need to hold on to while you're trying to fulfill your dreams, your goals, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, whether you're trying to get this promotion or buy a home. Whatever guaranteed oppositions that you're going through, know that it's only a test. And when you pass that test, it is an entrance exam into your destiny.
Now, I love that. Amen. It's hard sometimes to, because we even say in the spiritual world that, you got to get rid of the mess, to have a message. You got to go through a test to have a testimony. But, all of us, and ladies and gentlemen, please hear what we're saying in the conversation here. All of us go through things. But the thing that I so love about this amazing young lady, okay, her book brings you into the book, number one. And it actually, you said, wait a minute, she's talking about me. You scratch your head like, okay. But then that makes you realize you're not alone, number one. But then she also gives you strategic, and that's the word, strategic tools or ways of how she, did it. And guess what? That means you can do it as well. So tell us about that, because there's so many people, like you said, and I'm so glad that you coach people. You actually going to help people go through to get their purpose in life. But what are your views? Because you mentioned one of your very good friends, and I love Tiny as well. But how that being around like-minded people to push you, if you will, to that purpose, how important is that? Because everybody loves to say, well, be around like-minded people. But what is your take on that in order for us to fulfill our predestined purpose in life?
I'm so glad you brought that up. When you're younger, you often hear birds of a feather flock together, and that is so true. But my circle was an amazing circle. First of all, let me just say that my sister, Regina Felder, oh, my God, she saw my greatness even when I couldn't see it for myself. My best friend, Maria Rudolph, my other best friend, Santonio Goins, my really, really good friends, Andrea Jackson and Michael Wayne Fuller, those people that were in my circle, they were positive, they were helpful. They listened to all of my ideas, and I wore Andrea and Michael out. They listened to all of my ideas. They gave me feedback. They would say yay, they would say no. And even when I was going through my most depressive state of mind, I wrote about it in my book with Andrea. Andrea was my restorer because she reminded me of all of the wins that I went through while I was suffering from my depression. And so when you have people in your circle who want to see you win, they're not in a competition with you. They invest in you. My friends all invest in me. So they invested in my business. They invested in my dreams, my goals. They listened to me. They provided me with strategic ideas so that I can overcome other type of opposition. And then, so just being around positive people, it opens up your creative energy. It gives you that focus and that drive to be successful. So having positive people in your life, it is so apropos to your success, because negative energy has this stronger force that it will actually take you away from what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Mm-mm. Now, I do have to add, this is somewhat off topic, but I would love to hear your response to this question, because this came up in another broadcast that we did yesterday, I think. But everyone says, especially in the spiritual world, we said we need to show love like, God is Jesus. God has shown love to us, and we should love And, sort of like what they say, praying without ceasing. We need to pray, love without ceasing. But a lot of people have not grown up or been in an environment of love. And what I mean is the love, what you've expressed just now, of the people that love you, push you, invest in you, has your back, front, side, and middle, dot to dot. How do we help our brothers and sisters and people all over the world to gain that they can actually have the experience that you have so wonderfully? Because they'll say, I never knew what love really, what it really was. Tell us a little bit about that. I know that's off topic, but I just love to hear what your spin on that would be.
One thing that the tagline for What Good Can Come From You is understanding you are your greatest subject. And I won't dwell into it too much because then, I'll be giving the book away. But that's the first and foremost thing. You have to understand that you are your greatest subject. There is no other subject out here in the world that is greater than you yourself. And when it comes, and that's for the individual who's saying that I don't have anyone who love me, when you read the book and do the research on your own self, you will see how much God has already loved you and cared for you and covered you to fulfill your dreams and your goals. But if you see someone who needs that love and support, the first thing that we have to do is understand that people like to be valued and they like to be understood. Valued and understood. So when you come to someone and they may not be at their best right now in their situation, because we have this poor habit of judging people based upon the chapter that we walked into their lives, we have to truly understand what is their story and how can I help them, because we're called to serve. How can I be a servant to this person? How can I truly see this person beyond where they are today? What is it that I can provide them? Who do I know that can help them? Because too often we want to label people and cast them aside based upon their socioeconomic status, their zip code, or where they work, or their past. And because of those societal constraints, we typically cast people off. And so we have to get away from that. One thing that I love about the scripture, God says, love God, love yourself, and then love others. And if we can understand that and have that type of human kindness, we can be able to reach and impact the world for greater good.
You told that. I love it. Just do this because, one thing I really, really just salute you on and honor you, that she actually is an amazing speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, transformational. She'll transform you. You just having a conversation. But that's what I want to, because a lot of people, especially in this era now, I would say, a lot of people want to get into public speaking. I think if you look at the statistics, it hadn't changed. It's way up there with, losing a loved one or divorcing is way up there where people don't like public speaking. And then I just read a study recently that puts another spin, if you will, on it. It says it depends on what environment they're in. So, for example, ministers do wonderful in the pulpit, but put them in front of maybe a smaller crowd, a bigger crowd in another setting, sometimes they may have some concerns with that. And the same thing as someone in corporate America may be great in a big audience, but when you get in the boardroom, you're like, uh-oh. Talk to them a little bit about that, because we all need to better our skills of speaking, of course.
Absolutely. Well, if you're considering having a career, if you're considering having a career in public speaking, I would strongly recommend Toastmaster International. It's a nonprofit organization which teaches one public speaking and leadership skills. And it's such a phenomenal organization that when you present your information, you have people there, like-minded people, positive people who are willing to guide you and correct you and help you. Also, as a speaker, you have to understand who your audience is first and foremost and understand the environment in which you're speaking. So if I am at say, for instance, if I'm speaking at a church, the way that I speak at a church is not the way that I'm going to speak in a corporate boardroom. So you always have to remember your audience, but however, still be your authentic, true self. Because what I've learned as a speaker, that people like people who are truly themselves and that are non-rehearsed. So I will most definitely try Toastmasters. And then also when you're at home, practice speaking in front of a camera. Record yourself. And then go back and look at yourself and see what you can do differently. Ask your friends, family members, loved ones to listen to you because, like I said, I wore my friends and family members out listening to me so that they can give you constructive feedback on what you can do. Another thing I'll have to say as it relates to public speaking, when you move, please move with a purpose. Because if you don't move with a purpose, it's like watching a tennis match. Your head is going from left to right, and that is just all confusing. So I would highly, highly recommend that, one, join Toastmaster, which is a not-for-profit organization. Also, find someone that you admire. My favorite speaker is my posthumous intellectual hero, and that's Malcolm X. And so you find someone that you like and you emulate, and you can become an award-winning speaker like myself.
Wow, I love it. 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 You know, because it's actually, ladies and gentlemen, you have to make sure you just step out there because a lot of people will procrastinate and have fear and won't, will not. I'm going to say that again, and somebody's on here that knows I'm talking to. They will not take the opportunities, and you don't want the opportunities to pass you by. The more you do in your business, you need to be able to speak it better than your team. I hear my team sometimes like, wait a minute, I need to crank up because my niece, especially, she can talk about me from top to bottom. And I thought, I need to crank up my language on this. But you have to be able to be your own cheerleader, be able to speak your business, no matter if somebody. That's what I tell my clients. If I call you at 2 a.m. and it was an overseas client and they forgot the time difference, and they want to give you $1 million, you're going to wake up, but then you need to be able to express to them on a dime what your business is about and what you offer. You have to do that, okay? It's a strategic way of doing that, of saying it, not sell like a salesman, okay? But do this, sweetheart. Do us a favor because time goes by so quickly here. Please express anything that we may have missed. Of course, tell us how we can support you in the things that you do, and let us know how we can actually obtain your wonderful publications and how we can support you on social media as well.
Absolutely. For those who don't know me, again, my name is Talisia D. Rowell, and you can find me on Facebook. Last name is Rowell. I've written my first self-awareness purpose book, which is titled What Good Can Come From You. You can order that book from www.lulu.com, and that's www.lulu.com. Again, the title is What Good Can Come From You. I am a speaker of all sorts. I do ministry speaking, keynote speaking, conference speaking, high school graduation, any type of event, speaking with the youth. I do also want to say this, that one program that I'm working on is titled Girls Who Read, and it deals with middle school girls. Girls is actually an acronym, which stands for Gaining Influential Readiness Literacy Strategy, because I am such an avid reader. I have maybe like 1,000 books in my home right now. Reading changed and saved my life. If you would like to book me for an event, the email is booktdr@gmail.com. And if you would like to learn more about my business, you can also visit my website at www.mirror, and Mirror is spelled MIRRORRTHIS.com.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Yes, I have a lot of books too. I'm in that generation that I still like to turn the pages and attach to the ink on the page, and then also I'm going to the Kindle. I have some things there, and I'm truly enjoying the audibles, because here in Atlanta you're in traffic a lot, and it really helps. And I have to let y'all know about. I actually, speaking of books, a young lady told me about today that I just started reading, and the first 2 pages I'm just okay. Come on. It's called Rise of the Superman. And the tagline of this, let me see if I can, what's behind the scenes on this, the backstory, if you want to call it that, is telling you how that greatness, but they're calling it, that power, that flow that you have inside, how you can actually end up being super in it like Superman, how you can get it out of you, and how you can actually be able to impact, influence other people, that they can make a change in life. So I'm excited about it. If you can check it out, I'm not getting into proceeds, but just the first 2 pages, and then I listened to 4 more pages to Audible while driving home. And so I'm like, oh, my God, this is amazing. But I just want to say, Talisia, I love you. I love you here. You want to thank you so much for being in your purpose. That's just a whole nother level right there. And then thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule to be here with us at Good Deeds. If you need us for anything, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you. Woo, ladies and gentlemen, she's a powerhouse, okay? These young people, they give me energy to just keep moving on, all right? I love these young people, okay? But the thing is, we have to support, and we'll have her information on our website. It'll be over on iTunes, when you download. It'll be on YouTube as well, and all our social media networks. Please support this cause. And if you have a young lady that you're talking about, be part of her organization and her events and stuff in regards to that, please contact us. If you can't get the information, contact us and we'll give you the information. We want you to know that you are just special. You are so special. Get that greatness out so you can help somebody else sleep good, tomorrow, because you have solved their problem that they've been crying about. They've been praying to God about, that they can't even get out of bed about. Just think about that just for a minute. Now, if you're driving, hold on. It'll make you want to get up and do something right now, okay? But if you want to be a guest here on Good Deeds Radio, we also have a television piece as well. We have a Good Deeds magazine. Contact us, okay? We also are doing media coaching. If you want your own radio show or podcast, we coach people for that. I'm a certified life coach, purpose coach, business coach, amen. Those things. And I'm also a board certified anesthesiologist, so we do medical health talks at times. We do that to help people because we need to know what our body's doing. The medical field, I love it, but we need to break it down sometimes so we'll know what's really going on in our bodies, what we put in our bodies, and then we don't know what's happening to our bodies, okay? Now, with the magazine, we're so grateful that Bishop Jakes graced the cover recently. I'm so excited. But if you want to write an article for the magazine, you can. If you have a nonprofit organization, we can spotlight that. And we do have advertising and promotion for the radio, the TV, and the magazine. If you want to get that book out finally, we have that opportunity with the Sunday Publishing Company. We do all types of manuscripts. We do all types of publications, so contact us for a consultation for that. We also have live events here in Atlanta, and we also have virtual events. We have a Breakout Mighty where women, we get together usually the last Friday in each month, local here in Atlanta, that we actually help empower, motivate with business, stuff that we got going on, the purpose and stuff like that. We have that in a private location here in Atlanta, but Atlanta, it's easy to get around. And then the last thing, we do have a nonprofit organization called Sunday Foundation. where we actually help our brothers and sisters, the things we take for granted. What? Food, clothing, and shelter. We also have a mentorship, educational piece, and scholarship. We also have a SUN program, SUN, where we actually take care of the loved ones that have family members in intensive care at the hospital. So if you're affiliated with a hospital or nursing home, please contact us so we can expand in your area. Okay? We love you. Our website is www.reneesunday.com. And again, that is www.renee, RENEE, Sunday, SUNDAY. We want you to remember, you do have a calling. You do have a reason you were born. Now, hold your ear because you know I'm going to say it. You're not a mistake. You're not a mistake. No matter what is happening in your life, you are not a mistake. You got to do three things. You got to believe. You got to trust. And guess what? You got to walk that thing out. You got to don't stop. Say it with me. You got to get it. And you got to get your purpose now. You know, this is Good Deeds. And I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.